Jonathan Frakes made me even more excited about Star Trek's next show, especially after Section 31. Few people embody the spirit, optimism, and enduring legacy of Star Trek quite like Jonathan Frakes. Whether he's stepping in front of the camera as the iconic Commander William Riker or behind it as one of the franchise's most trusted directors, Frakes has long been a creative force guiding Trek into each new era. But recently, Frakes made comments that didn't just tease what's next, they reignited excitement for a fandom still buzzing after the long-awaited Section 31 movie event. And if his instincts are anything to go by, the next chapter of Star Trek could be one of the most refreshing in years. In typical Frakes fashion, he managed to fuel anticipation without spoiling specifics. He offered enthusiasm instead of details, hope instead of hype. And as Trek fans know, those are often the most powerful signs that something truly special is coming. A post-Section 31 landscape ripe for something new. The Section 31 event starring Michelle Yeoh was a bold swing for the franchise. Rather than launching another traditional series, Paramount chose to deliver a cinematic-style adventure, darker, more morally ambiguous, and driven by political intrigue more than exploration. Fans loved it because it dared to break format while still feeling unmistakably Star Trek. But a universe centered solely around covert ops and black bag missions isn't sustainable. Trek's beating heart has always been exploration, discovery, and the hope of a better tomorrow. Even Yeoh's Emperor-turned-operative Michael Giorgio couldn't overshadow the reality that Section 31's tone is inherently grim. That's where Frakes comes in. In recent interviews, he hinted that the next Trek series will swing the pendulum in the opposite direction, back toward optimism, back toward character-driven storytelling, back toward the thematic foundation that Star Trek was built on. Hearing that from Frakes, a man who has directed everything from the Next Generation classics to modern hits like Picard and Strange New Worlds, feels like a promise, worth trusting. He knows what Trek fans crave because he's helped create it for nearly 40 years. Frakes' influence is more than nostalgia, it's a creative compass. Jonathan Frakes isn't just a legacy name in Star Trek. He's one of the franchise's most reliable creative voices, someone who understands how to evolve Trek without losing its identity. Look at his track record. He directed fan-favorite episodes like Cause and Effect, The Offspring, and First Contact. He was instrumental in shaping the emotional core of Picard's later seasons. He helped define the aesthetic and pacing of Strange New Worlds, arguably modern Trek's most universally praised series. When Frakes talks, it isn't from nostalgia, it's from experience. And when he says he's excited about the new Trek show, fans listen. What excites him most? According to hints he's dropped, a renewed focus on exploration, a more hopeful, character-first tone, a series that feels spiritually aligned with earlier Trek, without repeating the past. After the intensity of Section 31, that kind of tonal reset is exactly what fans have been craving. A new Trek show with old-school DNA. Frakes described the upcoming series as something that will resonate with longtime fans while welcoming new ones. That alone should perk up any Trekkie's ears. For years, fans debated whether Trek had become too serialized, too dark, too action-heavy, or too far removed from the moral and philosophical storytelling that defined earlier eras. Strange New Worlds proved that episodic stories with serialized character arcs could work beautifully in the modern age. It feels like the next series plans to use the same blueprint. Frakes has always praised shows that balance emotion, adventure, and thematic clarity. If the next show follows that approach, expect a crew worth falling in love with. Frakes has been vocal about the importance of ensemble chemistry, something TNG perfected and later series sought to replicate. A cast that feels like family is central to Trek's success. 2 standalone missions with emotional consequences. Not every episode needs to tackle a galaxy-ending crisis. Frakes loves episodes about personal growth, moral dilemmas, and cultural discovery, hallmarks of classic Trek. 3. A brighter future, literally and figuratively. Frakes has praised S&W's bright lighting, warm sets, and hopeful tone, joking that the series actually looks like Star Trek again. Expect the new show to lean visually and thematically into that optimism. 4. A return to curiosity and wonder. After years of war arcs, temporal politics, and universe-threatening stakes. A show that simply revels in the unknown feels like a breath of fresh air. And Frakes practically glows when he talks about that direction. Frakes understands the fans better than anyone. Part of the excitement around Frakes' comments comes from the fact that he never oversells. He knows the weight of his words in the community. Trekkies treat Frakes' statements like future canon, so he chooses them deliberately. When he expresses genuine enthusiasm, it feels trustworthy. He also understands what fans want after Section 31. With the franchise having explored some of its darkest corners, this is the perfect time for a tonal recalibration. Fans want hope again. They want idealism. They want exploration with heart, humor, and humanity. Frakes thrives in that space. His excitement feels like validation that the upcoming show isn't just another new Trek experiment. It's a series built on the foundation that made Trek legendary in the first place. Is this the Academy era? The Frontier era? Something totally new? While Frakes didn't confirm specifics, the fandom speculation has run wild, and his comments support several theories about what the new show might be. A Starfleet Academy series. Long rumored, this could blend fresh faces with legacy lore. Frakes has directed YA-friendly episodes before and often praises stories of mentorship and growth. A series set after the events of Picard, fans have begged for more of the La Forge Crusher 7 Raffi era. Frakes is deeply connected to that timeline and has hinted that Trek isn't done with it yet. A new frontier show with an entirely new crew. Frakes loves bold new ensembles, especially those set on the edges of explored space. A S&W adjacent series. He's spoken repeatedly about how much he loves the tone, pacing, and design philosophy of Strange New Worlds. He may want to recreate that magic in a fresh setting. Whatever the actual concept is, Frakes' excitement suggests it's a show built with care, intention, and respect for Trek's legacy. The Section 31 effect. Why Frakes' words hit harder now. A funny thing happened after the Section 31 movie dropped. Fans realized how flexible the Trek universe could be. We can have dark political thrillers, lighter episodic adventures, family dramas, comedic romps, and high-concept sci-fi, all under the same umbrella. But those tonal shifts only work when there's a grounding series that feels like Trek in its purest form. Frakes seems to be hinting that the next show will be that grounding force. Coming off Section 31's heavy themes and moral ambiguity, fans are hungry for something brighter. A show that returns to Trek's core without ignoring its modern evolution, and Frakes' confidence in that direction feels like the perfect rallying cry. He sees what fans want, he sees what Trek needs, and he knows how to deliver both. Why Frakes' enthusiasm means so much to the franchise right now. The Star Trek universe is entering a transitional period. Discovery has ended. Picard closed the book on the TNG cast. Lower Decks is winding down. And Strange New Worlds is carrying an enormous amount of weight as the flagship live-action series. Fans are eager, almost desperate, to know what comes next. So when Jonathan Frakes says he's excited, it's not just any actor